Hey guys, what's up? I'm back. Today I want to talk about something that I find really interesting. I'm an avid watcher of Shingeki No Kyojin, and we're gonna talk about the last episode, and Napoleon, and you. Let's get right into it. I want to talk about the scene where Eren grabs the vest and is basically preparing for a coup d'etat. He is creating an alternative government, military government with himself as the head of state, and that's what they call the Jaegerists. Jäger, I think, means hunter, which the Jaegerists would mean the hunters, kinda. So that's really, really cool, really fucking cool. But yeah, I was watching this, and you know me as an avid fan of conquerors and military geniuses. I was watching this, and I had no choice but to make the parallel between Eren and Napoleon. I was like, damn. Because at a first glance, Eren didn't seem like that kind of kid when you watched him, because in the anime we watched him grow up, and we grew up with him because 4 years between each seasons, man. Takes fucking time. So yeah, we grew up with him, and I didn't imagine him becoming like that. But let's say that I'm not disappointed, and I wholeheartedly believe that he is not, that's talking about the anime, I wholeheartedly believe that he's not being manipulated. I think he is the one behind everything, and knowing ReZero with all of the plot twists, I believe in my boy Eren. But yeah, I wanted to say, the scene with the vest, where he was wearing the vest, was kind of inspiring in a way, because he's in a world where everything is really officialized, especially now that Paradise Island isn't so isolated anymore. Now it is kind of an international power, or internationally recognized, and they have allies, and they have industry, and they have to work with people, and so it's not as pure and raw as the first seasons where you saw just Eren and the corpse just fighting for survival and fighting against Titans. Now it's way more complicated. The situation is more complex, and with that situation came the complexity of politics and the correctness that came with it. The procedure that came with it didn't suit Eren. I wouldn't have imagined Eren as some kind of paper worker, right? Or some kind of high up individual in the state without being in the military. And yeah, he wouldn't have that either, like we saw in the scene. He took up weapons and he waited patiently. It was all planned, and he is creating his government inside the government. And like we saw the others in the episode, at least, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but in the episode, the first idea that came to mind is give up and work with the Jaegerists, with the hunters, because they had no choice. Now, I don't know how it's gonna unfold, and I hope that they work with the Jaegerists, or maybe we can see more of the military genius of Eren and his friends, of course, because he didn't do it alone, right? So that's important as well. Now, why am I talking about an anime? And just talking about the anime, I haven't yet talked about Napoleon or any military genius or any philosophical concept, nothing yet. Well, because this scene just inspired me so much. Not to the point of wanting to make a coup d'etat. No. But to the point of thinking about an idea that came to my mind when I read Hesiod's Works and Days. There he talks about the cycles that we went through. You know, we started from the golden era where we lived among the gods and the heroes and stuff. Then there was the silver era, where there was some kind of differences, but we were still living kind of well, and it was pretty okay. And then the bronze era, where it was like the heroic age with Achilles, where the politics and everything revolved around war. And then Iron era, I think, and it's the one we're in here. I think I might have gotten the names wrong. I might, but I'm not sure. The thing I'm sure of is that it parallels the cycles of the Hindu traditions with the Kali Yuga. It's the age that we're living today, and the age where the only thing you need to do to get to paradise basically is to believe in the god and to say his name. That tells you about how sad people thought we would be today. I'm not going to talk about that in particular, not today at least. I'm going to talk about an idea that came to my mind not too long ago. The idea of making or being a nugget of gold in a bronze or in an iron mine. You know, I don't think you have necessarily to live with your times, and you cannot live in total contradiction of your time, right? So you cannot be a complete reactionary and just always hung up on old ideas, because the past is never going to come back. Let the past inspire the present, right? And like Mala said, tradition isn't the worship of ashes, it's supposed to be the tending to the flame, the preservation of fire. Now, if you want to tend to the flame, you cannot go back to the ashes. There's no way. We cannot go back to the past, and that's a fact. Sad or not, well, that's a fact. So many things are better nowadays because of how we evolved, and things are worse because of how we evolved. Now, we can get inspired by the past and change things today, the way it is done today, and try to kind of surf the waves of the world. You know, I talked about that with my teacher today in class, and basically in my class of sociology we talked about the basic political systems and schisms in today's society, talking about the left, the right, conservatism, liberalism, and something really interesting is that Napoleon Bonaparte was a liberal. He wasn't conservative. He surfed the wave. He was, as I was saying, Napoleon then proceeded to take the power for himself and mold the world. Well, mold Europe in his image, the way he wanted to, and his liberal side didn't disappear, right? He has values that you couldn't find in a monarchy, and some kind of new things that he implemented politically that I am not versed enough about to really talk about. But he brought back the nobility, he brought back regal symbols, and he created an empire which was hereditary because he wanted to give it to his son. That's not very progressive, right? That's not what a revolutionary would normally do. And he was a revolutionary. He was a fervent fighter and one of the greatest generals of the Republic of France, of the Revolutionary Party. So he wasn't a conservative trying to bring back the past or live in the past and wanting to just go back to the old ways. No, he liked the old ways. And he brought them back with the modern means. Because, that's how you should do it, right? And the same can be said of Caesar. And when I made this parallel, I was like, there's something to dig here. And that's when I decided to actually record this. Caesar was the same. He wasn't an aristocrat, and yet he would create a political system that would be more powerful, more power-based, an empire instead of a republic. Even if the Senate was still a thing, it still was an empire. Caesar wasn't an aristocrat, he was a populist. He had the people behind him. He didn't have the rich behind him. He had the common man, and he was liked by his people and by his armies. The same goes for Napoleon. He was liked by his people and his armies. And the same goes for Eren. He is liked by a part of the army and a part of the population, most of the population indeed. Now, am I telling you to do a coup d'etat using today's ideologies to model the society in your image? No. I'm telling you that you do not have to suffer through the waves, right? You do not have to take them head on and try to be a pillar that's unmovable, representative of the past, because that's possible. You can live a life, but that's not going to take you anywhere. You have to be malleable. Your mind should be like water, like Bruce Lee said, right? You put it in a recipient, it takes the shape of the recipient, but it's still water. It's not Coke or Fanta, it's water. What a shitty metaphor, but I think you get the point. Don't change your nature, but surf through the waves and try to create for yourself. Because you own a bit of the world, right? You are living, and then you have power over yourself. That's an idea the Stoics believed. You can control how you react to situations, and that's all you need to control. And so control that, and create for yourself a world that you enjoy. Like Jordan Peterson said, order your room before you order the world. That's pretty good. Because if you enjoy being in your room, then you won't necessarily want to burn the world to the ground because you do not like how it is today. And the thing is, you order your room and you keep disciplined, and you never know. Maybe someday you'll get the opportunity of having your voice heard. And that day, you better catch the opportunity. And trust me, the opportunity isn't going to come in a sign of an eagle sent from Zeus, or in a phalanx that's going to come and bend the knee to you because they believe in what you think. No, it's not going to happen anymore. Right? You can look for omens, Alexander did it. It worked. You can look for omens if it raises your morale. But the opportunity is going to come in a modern form. And if you refuse to get in phase with that modern way of seeing the world and thinking, not agreeing with it, but at least being able to hold that prism in front of your eyes, then you won't be able to see the opportunity and you won't be able to hold it. And that's a problem I'm struggling with. I like the Roman culture, I like the Greek culture, I like antiquity, I like the Napoleonic era. But I can't go back there. And I probably shouldn't want to go back there, because if we are to be harsh with ourselves, I probably wouldn't survive. Maybe I would, but probably not. So enjoy what you have there and try to make it better. Don't try to destroy it, because there's room for improvement. So try to make it better, little by little, increment by increment. And someday, maybe, you'll get the chance to change the world. So yeah, that's what the scene of the vest brought to my mind. Because the soldiers came in and gave him the vest because they thought like him. And because he stayed true to his beliefs. So you must stay true to your beliefs. And you must surf through it. If he was stubborn and kept screaming and debating and not wanting to be closed in a prison, behind bars, you would probably have died. Probably not, because he's Eren and he's a key character, but in the real world, yes. So hold to your beliefs and hold to your objective, and you do not need anyone's approval. You do not need people around you to tell you that you're right to pursue that goal. Pursue a noble goal and pursue it till the end. Maybe on the way you'll find people that think like you, and on the way you'll find voices that can echo yours. Maybe with time, either you'll find a way to change the world, or you'll have created a little field of yours where you feel like you've created what you longed for. So it's a win-win. So I'm telling you, take the vest and wear it with style, like Eren did. With it or on it.